Enriched by Tina here to help you get your whole life together. I see I got two people. It's saying Facebook user. I think you have to give Streamyard permission, and then I can see who you are. So I'm running. I'm running solo tonight. So I'm trying to get everything together, and I wasn't gonna not come because I didn't have everything quite. I done practice, and then you know what happens. Something always jumps in the way, but that's all right. I'm here. So put in the comment who it is. Can you see me? No, I just see it just says Facebook user. So I don't know who I'm talking to. So I can't see your name, but listen, we're gonna go on. The show must go on. And so I'm trying to yes, I got this because my lighting, I mean I got my lights and everything is just we ain't even gonna okay, Angie. I got one fan out there. Thank you, Angie. She says I got it together. So listen, we have been talking about mindful eating and trying to get ourselves together, and you name it, it can happen. And here I am. I got all this stuff. So I'm gonna have to get my studio staff back over here to help me get this studio stuff together because yes, I see other two. Okay, Sharisa. So see, if somehow you all got to give StreamYard permission, and I'm not for sure if y'all looking for it on which how y'all viewing it, y'all on in the Enriched by Tina group, Get Enriched for Life group, or if you're on the personal page. What's going on, Tawana? So she may be coming from the Facebook page. So it may be you all in the group that's coming in from Get Enriched for Life. And so if you have not joined that community, I'm gonna just do a little plug. Join it over there because your girl, I'm getting ready to do some stuff in there for the people who have said, hey, I see what you're doing. I like what you're doing. And so as my gift to you, I'm going to be doing some things over there in that community to help you get your whole life together. So listen, we've been talking for the last, I know 8 weeks. Feel like it's been like 12 weeks, but I know at least 8. We have been talking about this mindfulness, giving you some real cool tips about how to change your mindset, how to stop this emotional eating. And I don't know if you saw my TikTok over there. Yeah, your girl went on an eating binge, and I didn't take my own advice, but I'm back. I'm getting my tools in place, so it happens. So here I am. So I'm coming back to give you some good tips here to say, hey, all right, you can stop this emotional eating. You can because I've overcome it. You can overcome it. So let's get into the topic at hand that says I got some 5 top mindful eating practices that I'm going to give you today to help you reduce this emotional eating. First of all, let me find out if I'm talking to the right people. How many of you, put it in the chat, say me, have ever been an emotional eater? Put it in the chat. I got 6 of you now. Put it in the chat. I want this chat going off. Put it in the chat. Have you been an emotional eater? I just need to know if I'm talking to the right people. All right. You say I'm talking to you. I can't see who you are. So it's either Teresa or Angela or another person that's coming in. But I'm glad to know that this is that I'm talking to you. So guess what? I don't even have to know who your name is. You done put it in the chat that I'm talking to you and you're here. So guess what? Let me give you some tips here. So listen, when you think about it, I want you to imagine this. You're feeling down and you're stressed. And all of a sudden you want to eat a big tub of ice cream or a bag of chips. Has that been you? Or maybe it's Doritos, or maybe it's Oreos, or maybe it's candy. Maybe it's a bag of Reese's. May not be the chips or the ice cream. Have you ever felt like that? Let me see you say yes. If you felt like that, well, that is what we call this emotional eating. And so when our emotions take over, we then feel a certain way. And when we feel a certain way, we're not really hungry. But guess what? We want to eat. Why? Because we done got into our feelings. We done got to feeling a certain kind of way. We done got, as what we say, in this funky mood. So then I'm going to eat. Some of us get bored and we say, well, I don't have anything to do. Well, I'm glad you have told me this, because I'm going to give you some tricks. I'm going to give you 5 tips to kind of help you when it comes to you deciding if you want, when you're getting into your emotions. I'm going to give you some solutions to help you be mindful when you get in your feelings, when you get to feeling overwhelmed, when you get to feeling like, I just want to eat this because I just want to eat it. I'm going to give you some tips, and then I'm going to get out of your way. So when you get to feeling like this, you overindulge. I see you, Teresa. Good to see you. I don't know, something just bit me. I don't know. I'm not going to get distracted. So listen. Number 1, the first solution I'm going to give you is listen to your stomach. Are you hungry? Do you need to eat? And I'm going to pause for a minute. You have to think about, am I really hungry? And that's a valid question to ask. So listen to your stomach. If you're not hungry, then don't eat. And if you really, really hungry, then your stomach is going to say that. And then you can put it in, then you can start thinking about a healthy snack. Well, let me eat an apple. Let me eat some carrots. Hey, Janae, so good to see you. Let me go for a walk. Let me do some other things. Because if you're really not hungry and your stomach is not saying you're hungry, then why would you eat? So remember, when you're not hungry, take a walk. Take some breathing exercises. Do something that will counteract you thinking that you want to eat. Because sometimes for me, when I get the urge to want to eat something, if I get up and I take a walk or take a break from my work, because sometimes if I'm going nonstop for a good 2 or 3 hours, then I get up. I have to take a break from my mind. But if I'm sitting there and I got my popcorn and I got my chips in this kitchen, because remember, I live with 2 other people. So now I got to make sure that I got my healthy snacks. So when I get to feeling like this, I'll go grab me an apple opposed to wanting to grab the grips. Oh, it says it's best to grant Streamyard on a desktop. Sometimes it's difficult. Oh, so if you're looking at this on the phone, I got it. To get people to grant people the access. So back to this. So before you start grabbing something, think about your stomach. Is it growling? Are you really hungry? And then maybe you might want to pick up a phone and call a friend. Or if you have a pet, play with your pet or go for a walk. Get up and do some exercises, some stretching, and then really see if you're really hungry. Number 2, slow down and savor the food. So the next time that you get a meal, don't rush through it. Because sometimes when you speed up the process, then it makes it like you don't even get a chance to taste it. You don't get a chance to chew it. You don't get a chance to enjoy the meal. So the next time, just slow it down. Pay attention to the texture, the flavor, the smell, and then just be very mindful of the meal, and don't feel like it's a marathon. You don't. Like for me, I used to have 30 minutes for lunch, and now I get a whole 60 minutes. And I have to remember, which really turned into 22. So now I have to remember I'm not on this restriction. I can really take my whole 60 minutes, really think about it, chew it, smell it, taste it, enjoy it, savor the flavor of the food. Cause then that helps me enjoy it more. And believe it, when you slow down and when you really enjoy it, you can savor it. Sometimes, somehow I just get full. So take smaller bites, chew it up, and then notice if you're eating a like cheese pizza, or if you're eating something that's cheesy, savor the moment. Take this cheese, I can really see this cheese on this pizza. I don't know about you, but I am going to make me a pizza with some broccoli crust, because that's the one thing I'm missing, is pizza. So I'm gonna make me some broccoli crust, and I'll share the recipe whenever you do it. So number one was listen to your stomach. Number two was savor, slow down and savor the moment. So number three, and this is something that I got to work on really good. Keep a food journal, because grab a notebook and become this food detective. Like, write down everything that you eat every day. And I have to say, when I was writing down everything that I was eating, I tend to eat the right things, because when I write down, then I'm accountable. So I'm not going to write down that I ate a whole bag of cookies, because then I got to come back and look at my log. So guess what? Keep that food journal, because when you want to know what's making your stomach, for some of you that follow me, I talk to some of you all, you say, listen, I don't know what's causing my stomach or causing me these issues. If you write down your food, then you could be able to see, okay, and I would say I would add another step further. And maybe I need to create this, where write down how you feeling after you ate, because then you can find out. And when I had to find out the foods that was giving my stomach a upset problem, I had to write down everything that I was eating, how I felt, what it made me feel like, all these things. So now I know that fried foods are not my friend. And so not only are you able to journal, write down what you're eating, you're able to if you got a problem, and don't do like me, go to the doctor and they trying to try everything under the sun, until I start writing down, I start doing my own research, and I start saying, okay, this makes me feel this kind of way. And this is where you can pinpoint, well, what works for your body. Because these doctors, although God has put them in our life, they're here to do what they do, but they also are practicing. And they can't tell you how this medicine is going to react to your body, because your body and Mary's body and Susie's body and Angie's body, Derek's body, Sharice's body, Mo's body, and whoever else is on here live that I can't see your name, your body is different. And the doctor cannot give you a pill or a medicine that's going to tell you that it's going to help you if you don't know how it reacts. So that's the same thing with food. So journal it, write it down. This helps you to see any patterns of things that's not agreeing with you, things that does agree with you. If it really works for you, you already know. I already know dairy is not my friend. So if I want to get some ice cream, I have to find some other um, alternatives to get some ice cream. Yes. Yes. So for the user said they need to lose some pounds, you can really start tracking what you're eating. Then you can see how much of it is you're eating. Then you can find out, I'm not doing as good as I thought I was, because a little snack here and a little snack here, because some of you say, I don't really eat a whole lot, I'm a snacker. But guess what? Them snacks add up. This food, ain't it? So you have to be mindful of what you're doing, because when you know what you're eating, know that you are and when you write down your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then, like I said, how was you feeling before the meal? How was you feeling after the meal? Was you happy, sad? Was you tired? Was you stressed? Did you later see any connection to any of these emotions that you was eating? Because sometimes, now I can eat some food like pasta. I'm going down, baby. Down, down, baby, down, down. I'm going down. It brings me all the way down, and I get real sluggish if I eat a bunch of pasta. That's what it does to me. So you need to be paying attention to these different signals, because you don't really know. Yes, the meal plan that I follow is I follow a low glycemic, and I am a part of a program called the Next 56 Days, where it looks at healing, repair, and restoring your body. And that program worked and resonated for me. I followed the plan. Is low carbs. It looks at the low glycemic. It looks at all these things. And we can talk offline. Hit me up in my inbox, because I really can't see who you are that's asking me, do I follow a mood plan? Because for some reason, StreamYard's not giving you haven't given it permission. So though the person who asked me that, give me your name in the chat or inbox me and say, I asked you about a meal plan, and we can talk. So yes, I look at something that's the next 56 days. And it lessens the inflammation in my body. I release fat. I get detox. And with all of that, it calls me to release the weight, because our body was designed to heal, repair, and restore itself. And then from that, I do have products. I don't talk about it much, but there are products I take that also helps with reducing the inflammation. It helped with my gut. It got my body on the right path. So I'm definitely willing to talk to whoever offline about that, because that was how I saw success. So number 4, create a peaceful space. Meaning, make sure it's quiet. Get you a place where you can really enjoy. And one of the biggest things that I know, and I'm gonna just put it out there, I'm gonna ask this question: how many of you watch TV while you're eating? Just put me in the chat. And even those of you that's catching this on the replay, participate in it. I'll come back and I'll read these your comments. So if you watch TV while you're eating, I'm gonna put my hands up. I'm getting better at it. I used to always eat and watch, but now that I'm learning that eating and watching TV, they don't really mix, because then I'm steady just eating, and then I'm not mindful of it. But I think that a meal should be enjoyed. Put away your phone. Like, how many of you go out to dinner and you check your phone at dinner? Put it in the chat. Say me. And so now my family, they really getting real, they're getting real particular with me. Mom, no phone. Okay. So I'm learning to put this phone down when I'm at a meal and when I'm out. I am on call for some things, so sometimes I do have to check to make sure somebody's not having a crisis. But for the most part, if I'm eating meal, then I'm going to, am I freezing up? I thought I fixed all this from last week. But I guess it's trial and error. But make sure that it's calm. Make sure that your mind is in in a peaceful mode, that you're able to um, enjoy your meal. Like, set up a little corner at home, decorate it with your favorite colors. Maybe you can get some cute drawings, or pretend like you're at home in a little mini restaurant. Because guess what? As high as food is, you probably want to start cooking at home. And the way the service and nobody's want to work, you probably want to eat at home anyway. Because service is just not, they don't have good customer service. But I digress. So the 5th thing that I want to give you is practice mindful breathing. And y'all know how I been talking about it. You know, before you just jump into it and here's my plate, I'm getting ready to gobble, gobble, gobble. I told y'all I used to only have 30 minutes for lunch. I only really had 22 because by the time I line the kids up, get them through the line, then I gotta eat my food, get back up as a school teacher. If I got some school teachers out there, put your hands up, holler. You don't really get a chance to enjoy your meal. But listen, I have a whole hour. There's no reason for me to rush. So I got to sit, savor, take a deep breath, get into it, really calm your mind and really think about eating, being in the very present with your meal. Like, this is something that I'm working on, like being very mindful, being very still, being very quiet, being very intentional. So when you sit down and take a moment, you can just bask in it. Like, take your time, enjoy it, smell it, inhale it. Even before you even before the family even comes, before you just sit down, see if there's something you can practice with your family. Everybody just sit down and just be quiet. Like, I want you to do it like right now. Like, sit where you at and just take a deep breath and let it out. Do it a couple more times. Breathe in. Let it out. And just think about when you're breathing in and then when you blow it out, you're blowing out everything that's been on your mind. Do that several times, not even when you're eating. Do that while you're just sitting at your desk. You done had a hard day. You just, when you get in the car, decompress. I know we weren't talking about that, but I thought it fit in right there. It was a good point for that. So remember, taking your time, enjoying the meal. Let's recap it right quick. What are you going to do? Number one, you're going to reduce. Wait a minute. Let me get myself together. I got to find my notes. Number one, you're going to listen to your tummy. Number two, you're going to slow down and savor the moment. Number three, keep a journal and a food journal. Number four, create a peaceful place where you can sit down and eat. And number five is you're going to practice mindful breathing. So these 5 tips will help you to be mindful and in reducing emotional eating. So I'm going to hope you have gotten some out of tonight. And I'm finished giving you these 5 tips, but now it's time for you to put these practices into action. So I want you to start listening to your stomach, savor your meals, keep a food journal, create a cozy spot, and practice deep breathing. And remember, it may take you some practice to do it. And it's okay. We're not looking for perfection. We're just looking for progress. So listen, you got this. We got this. I'm here for you. So reach out I can be reached at enrichedbytina@gmail.com if you want to email me. If you want to reach out to me on social media, it's Tina Blackman. If you follow me on my personal page, if you in my group, it's Get Enriched for Life. And if you're not there, I need you to go on and over there and join that group, because I am going to start giving you some great things. And then, of course, you can follow me on all social media platforms. It's Enriched by Tina. And I'm here to help you get your whole life together. So tune in to next week as we continue this mindfulness with eating. So I will give you some traveling music, as I always do, on the way going out of the door. And I will see you next week as we continue this mindfulness and stopping this emotional eating.
Now tell me exactly how you feel. I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me love you on the inside, love you on the inside. Tell me exactly what you mean. You mean